gonna come down here for some damn kids?
Welcome to my sex room, where your body beats my body. It's our private after-party.
I said it must be ass, cause it ain't your face. I need a tip trail. I need a tip trail.
You know, when you're looking at socializers, the media plays a huge role in defining our relationships, of how men should treat women and women treat men. You know, it was very interesting. One day I was on YouTube, and you know, they had I guess they were categorizing my searches, and there was one piece that came out from Disney and Disney movies and sexism or something like that. And they looked at all of the roles that from, you know, old films, from the Snow Whites, the Cinderellas, Lion Kings, etc., on how males and females interact with each other. And you look at these dominant roles of men and these very passive roles that the women fall into. That's a socialization process, you know, where men are dominant figures and women are not. And of course it's shifted over time, but we're talking about like 80s, 90s period. That plays a huge role in our relationships and how we see or how we play ourselves out. What the man is supposed to do, what is the woman supposed to do. And again, we're getting away from, we're allowing somebody on the opposite end of this world, I don't know who that is, you know, to define my relationship. I'm not looking at that relationship of the couple who has been together for 52, 53 years. They're in their golden age beyond, to see how did you all do it. You know, you all got married many moons ago, and I know it wasn't easy. How did you do it? You know, to talk to those people that were married for 25 years, 10 years, and even the people that are divorced, separated. You know, help me understand, you know, the negatives and positives of relationships, rather than run into the media. Now, the media can give you some positive things, but you have to be able to balance that out. And when we focus so much on the media, there's a show, Basketball Wives, you know, you look at these relationships, and that defines you. When you look at things like your Flavor Flavors and your, what's the woman? New York, I Love New York shows. Those are people defining your relationship, or how you should act and how you should be treated, etc. You know, they're feeding you an image, all right, that doesn't exist. You know, it's a fantasy world. Do you want to live in fantasy or reality? And that's the question that we have to ask ourselves in relationships, because some of us in relationships have unrealistic expectations. We're in fantasy world. We want the man who, you know, works a regular job as a janitor. He needs to buy me a huge diamond ring. Really. And if he doesn't do it, he doesn't love me. Come on now, sister. That's not realistic. You know, focus on what the brother's doing. What can he do for you? Does he make you happy? Does he make you smile? Is he working hard? Those are the skills that we need to focus on. That is what we need to get back
young
to.
boys is listening to these rap cats talking about all the bitches, all the girls, the women that they fucking are having sex with, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If I can't curse, then. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like go back to the question we were talking about earlier. They hear that that's what's cool. They want to do that too.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That do got that. And slang come from that too. So like, you know, rappers be saying the word bitch a lot. So young boys hear that, they gonna say that too to the females. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, 9 times out of 10, like I don't know what's going on in every household, but you most of the time, even if your dad is doing dirt, he ain't gonna be around the house calling your mama a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hearing it from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So.
But I really think the family, what you're seeing in your family and your community, has an even more powerful effect. Now, that's not necessarily true for really young children. Young children are getting messages from all over the place about what a relationship is supposed to look like. And some of that's negative, you know, some of that's very negative because they see it all over the place. But I think in families and communities where the adults, the elders take responsibility for showing children what a loving relationship looks like, those kids are fine. But the kids who don't really have access to that, you know, whole village concept, they do have issues with what's
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
I feel like if you're weak-minded, then yes. But if you're not weak-minded, then you make your own decisions. You decide how you're going to live your life and what, you know, are going to allow. You don't need to watch a video or see the news. to determine
say,
it.
who you gonna
Media,
be
the
with,
media is raising our kids.
I believe that.
The
but
media
you-
is raising our
Media don't
kids.
control your
The
relationship.
media
Media
influences
ain't control my
everything. The
relationship.
media has an influence on
I don't
a
look
lot.
at Channel 5 and say, oh, I should do this with my man. Oh, I should do that man. No. The media.
I'll be watching HBO's what's that show? Sex.
Oh, Real Sex?
Yeah, Real Sex.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. We should be doing all that.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Should be
So
doing
like
it
I
and
said,
allowing it to
the
control
media
it.
has an influence.
It has
influence, but it doesn't control.
Oh shit.
All right.
Well, I mean, okay.
It has influence, but it doesn't control.
I'm like, baby, you want to sit on the cake?
Well, if it's influenced you, it kind of controls you, or it controls your acts on what you think.
No,
It gives you ideas.
If you need to learn
Like y'all talk about, okay, y'all watch sex.
act on it.
It gives you ideas, but doesn't control your life. Like,
So-
doesn't control you.
The
Every
media
time
say
you
it's
have
okay
sex
to
with
kill
somebody,
because
you
everybody's
gonna
getting away with it, so you
followed
gonna
by
kill
TV.
now?
Every time you have sex with somebody, every time you have sex with somebody, you gonna follow what the TV do, or you gonna do it yourself?
I mean,
my first time I followed a porno.
That matters on what the TV's doing.
I followed a porno. My first time I followed a porno. So yeah.
It's somewhat, females really fall into that a lot. Like the game, they watch the game and try to bring that into like, man, that's a TV show. We ain't got money like that, man.
Yeah, I don't even. That's ditto. Exactly.
Absolutely. You look at shows like The Game. You look at what's 106 in Park. You look at all the things that attract young black people, and when they see people interacting in relationships in those ways, then they tend to mimic it.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like the media has an effect on black boys because that like inspires them, I guess, to dog women. Like most rappers are talking about, they just want to do it with them and then leave them, and so that's like their mentality. They think like if a rapper does it, then they should do it, I guess.
I feel like it's a major effect because most of the songs that's out now is like about sex, money, and drugs. And a lot of people be around singing the songs and stuff, so that it's a big influence on them because, I mean, it's what's common around. So it's a major effect, and a lot of disrespect gets done because of what's in the media.
Facebook, Twitter, media, you know what I'm saying? I guess they portray how a relationship be, when you watching movies, certain black males, you know what I'm saying, they act a certain way on television. So, you know what I'm saying, they feel that black man should act this way towards a woman, or a woman should act this way towards a man. So I agree, it does.
I guess everybody in trouble, honestly. Facebook is like the #1 thing for me right now.
Facebook and Twitter.
I mean, back in the day, it probably was MySpace before I ever knew, but Facebook is just a whole new turnaround.
In some senses, take it to the extreme. You could just like a girl photo, and oh my God, she did that, and he did this, and they did that, and she did this, and it's like, all I did was like the photo.
Definitely, man, because I mean, who doesn't watch TV? You know what I'm saying? Everybody watches TV, and the way that they portray black relationships are like, you know what I'm saying, or the way it portrays it, and we look at it and we think that that's the way we're supposed to act. But sometimes we don't realize that it's only TV,
Music videos, the standard of how a woman or a man should look is shoved into everybody's faces from birth. So we expect everybody to look like that or everybody to act like that.
Yes, they play a major role in that, in the videos, how they expose our black women in the different stages of life, from being in the club or from on the beach, dressing negativity, how they expose
And I
themselves.
feel like the most attention, I feel like BET gets the most attention from the African American community, considering that's the reason that it was created. And I feel like their examples of African American men and women and the relationships between them is tainted and corrupted because they're never really portraying what good comes out of that relationship, or they never really portray what a good relationship looks like. And if they do, for instance, you watch the show The Game, it started out great, Melanie and Derwin. I was like, wow, this is different because they're portraying them as having this well-rounded relationship with great communication. But it only lasted for a short period of time because then what happened? It was corrupted. And I feel like that's the reason.
I think they do have too much influence, but personally, I would not blame them because of the impact and the high influence they have. I personally feel it's a cultural issue. There are not necessarily just cultural, but just in the 21st century, again, I have to go back to that. If both parents are in the home, they're working, with the economy being the way it is, everyone is just trying to make an extra dollar. And so we are exposed to media a whole lot more than I was when I was, 5, 6, 7. We couldn't turn the TV on until a certain amount of time. We could watch TV an hour a day before going to bed, and that was it during the week. But of course now, that's impossible. I mean, if you talk to any kid, they're going to tell you they watch TV at least 4 hours a day. So yes, I do believe that the media has too much influence.